Hey guys, so what I have in front of me is this big box and inside is the Eachine Tyro 129. So I'm not a big fan of unboxing videos. I think they are silly, but in this case, I think we should do one. Look at what you get for $129 for a 7-inch long-range quad with a GPS, which is really impressive. And why am I interested in this quad? It's because, many other reviewers said they would recommend this and that it doesn't make any sense for anyone. But I kind of disagree because I think there's one use case where this could be interesting. And that is for long range flights that are kind of risky or over no recovery terrain. So if you're flying over water in the Alps in very exposed mountain regions where you won't be able to get your quad if it crashes or if you have a failsafe or lose your video signal, having a long range quad that is super cheap and that you could kind of sacrifice or at least risk with a good conscience, then this makes sense because it's kind of limiting in terms of what you can do. If you have a $500, $600, $700 setup, or with a good GoPro even more, if you have basically $1,000 flying through the air, it's maybe not really fun anymore to risk this and do dangerous maneuvers in the mountains on long range over water. So having a cheap setup that, losing $139 still sucks, but it's not the end of the world compared to losing a high-end setup. So I think this is the use case that could be interesting for this under one condition. And this condition is that this is reliable. If it's not reliable, then it doesn't make any sense. Even if it's cheap, if you lose it all the time and it's got, I don't know, failsafes or ESC or FC issues or whatever, VTX issues and isn't reliable, then it doesn't make any sense either. But if it's reliable, doesn't have to be the best performance, but reliable and cheap, that would be something very interesting to have some fun in the mountains or over a lake chasing some boats or water ski or whatever. Then it could be interesting, but enough of the talking. Let's take a look inside this box and see what we get for $129. All right. Unfortunately, I have to start with something that is not in this box, and that is a manual. So you get some stickers, but no manual. I think maybe there is something online, but maybe Eachine should save the money for the stickers and include a manual. That would make more sense, especially for beginners, to help them build this quad. I will check if there is something that is available online, but would be more convenient if they would include something. So first thing I got out of this box is the frame itself. It comes in a little plastic bag. So let's take a quick look at these carbon parts. They are a bit dusty. Doesn't look like the worst. Yeah, it also doesn't look like the best carbon quality I ever saw. The machining is kind of rough, but it's pretty much what you would expect for that price. It looks okay to me. The edges here, the machining is a bit rough, but these are details. It doesn't matter too much on a $120 frame, so this is fine. It also comes with these little carbon wrenches here. They cut out, and somewhere around here I also found, this is very essential. Very good issue that you included this and not a manual. Just say tiny carbon AK-47. Also here the machining is really rough, but okay, it's a keychain thingy. So they included this too, and the frame seems to be complete. Nothing is missing. There's a bunch of hardware here to mount this frame, so this all looks okay so far. Now, the most interesting thing is probably these motors here. These are 1800 kV, so on 7-inch I would run this on 4S2507, so that's a pretty decent size. And while they look fine, I guess, this anodized aluminum, these are obviously very cheap, so the wires here are awkward and stiff. I suppose this is just the motor wiring, an extension of the motor wiring. these are weird and stiff, and you can kind of see how uneven they are. Really not the best wiring, but okay, fine. The prop shaft is a part of the belt, so this is made out of aluminum, and then usually, I mean, hardened steel is the strongest you could use for the shaft, not titanium. Titanium is, in terms of property, somewhere in between aluminum and steel. It's lighter, but it's not as strong as hardened steel. But this is made out of aluminum, and it's pretty much one piece. You're machined out of one piece, so this will be pretty soft. This is only 5 millimeters of aluminum. If you crash a heavy quad on this prop shaft, this will definitely bend. But still, I mean, it's a 7-inch long-range quad, so it's not the kind of freestyle quad that you will bash around a bando or racing quad that you will crash into gates. So that's something that is, for me, not a showstopper. 16 by 16 M3 mount, so pretty standard here. The wiring, the windings, I mean, not the nicest. Yeah, okay. Honestly, they look pretty awful, especially here. I hope you can kind of see this on camera, but I mean, it's what you would expect for a cheap motor, and as long as this performs, this is okay. Also, there is some, I don't think these, no, there are no curved magnets, pretty thick but not curved. They seem to be rather weak, so not very notchy, pretty smooth, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And they are kind of filled with some sort of glue or something, so I'm not very impressed by these motors. But okay, if they work fine, this is okay for the price, but don't expect anything fancy here from the motors. Okay, let's look at the electronics. So first thing I noticed, I have no idea what kind of ESC this is. I never saw that one, and it looks surprisingly empty. At least it comes with a capacitor. So this is a what is this actually? Here, 25 volts, 470 microfarad. So this already, I mean, this is something for 4S. 25 volts is not enough for 6S. So I think also I wouldn't try this on 6S. And anyways, this quad is for me better suitable for 4S, and 1800 kV would be pretty aggressive on 6S. So clearly a 4S ESC here. I mean, it's kind of empty, but that doesn't mean it has to be bad. I'll try it out. As long as this thing is reliable and performs okay, it's perfect for me. It will work with what I want to do with this quad. Then we have a pretty generic VTX. The good thing is it's got an MMCX connector. These are usually more reliable or more durable than UFL connectors. The downside is they use more space in our build, but in this frame, this shouldn't be any problem. So generic VTX with a connector. Everything here has connectors. So I suppose you are supposed to use all connectors here and not solder a lot, which isn't a bad thing. Especially for beginners, this will make stuff much more easier. Also, they seem to be all different sizes, so probably it will prevent you from mixing up stuff or frying a board or something. The flight controller, pretty generic F42, except that it's got an unusual amount of connectors here, but still got some solder pads, so not bad at all here. This side also looks pretty empty. Overall, I think they removed everything that isn't absolutely necessary, but I mean, it looks fine. It even got an SD card slot, which isn't bad, so you can use black box. This is something that I would judge to be not fully necessary, but okay, you get one. So these electronics, as you would expect, nothing very fancy or spectacular, pretty generic, and as long as this works, it's okay for me. Now the antenna, this is some sort of clone antenna. This is something I kind of doubt is a good idea. It is a very short antenna, stubby, very tiny or at least short antenna, and this is usually not a very good thing, because on a long range setup you would want a rather long antenna to have it away from your quad, because this makes a very big difference, especially for long range. Sometimes if you fly at a certain angle, for example, you're flying back towards yourself and the battery or the quad itself is covering the antenna, this can get you into some troubles. I had some issues like that with shorter antennas, and having a long antenna solves this because it just moves it away from the quad, and this short little stubby thing won't do that. But that's an easy fix. You can get some, let me see if I have one here. I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah, I've got one. You can just get one of these. Costs pretty much nothing. It's like a $2 or $3 thing, and this will allow you to extend the antenna. So this is probably what I will do. Not very pretty, but that'll do the trick, and I won't have to get a new antenna to move this away from the frame. So the camera this comes with is a Cadex. This is a Turbo Micro f2. I mean, of course, you would, on such a long range quad, you want to have the best FPV experience you can get, because I mean, it's also about just cruising around and enjoying the view. And I mean, a Micro Eagle would be the best choice, but this is out of range for this kind of price here. I hope this one will do fine. And apart from everything, we've covered the main components now. And besides those, there is a bunch of small stuff. So this really covers everything you need. Everything is in this package. We have even some props here, some dial prop 7056. Also says Racer Star here on the plates. No idea why. Shrink wrap. You have some zip ties. You have a connector for the antenna. This is the GPS. It says Eachine Tyro129 BN220 GPS. So this is one of these pretty generic GPS modules that you can buy for $10 or $15. Nothing special, but I hope this will do its job. All the connectors are here, all the wires, battery wire. It even comes with an extra carbon plate here and battery pads. I mean, these are quite nice if you have heavy batteries for long range. This helps fixing everything way nicer. Comes with a better strap. Here we have some more parts. These are the standoffs. Even comes with a small TPU part to fix the antenna. That was the antenna. We already covered that, and this is really cool. It even comes with a, and it was kind of impressive, it even comes with a TPU GoPro Session mount. So really everything you could want to build this is in here. You don't need any more, as far as I can tell. I will do a build video and see if this really includes each thing you need, but from what I can tell, everything is inside. You don't need to worry about anything. Just get this for $129 and you're covered for your long range build. And as I said, I will do a build video and then test this thing and hope that it performs at least okay and with a good reliability. And then this could be interesting for as I said, risky long range flying over areas where quad recovery is impossible. And of course, the only thing this doesn't include is the receiver. So you will need, you will need Crossfire or an R9, a FreeSky R9, because on a standard FreeSky receiver, a 2.4 gigahertz, this wouldn't make any sense. You need a long range receiver. As far as I know, the R9 is pretty unreliable. So I will use them, and since I already have Crossfire, I will use a Crossfire Nano RX. So this will add around $35, 35 euros in this range to the quad. But still, they dropped in price. This will still be fine. And then, yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the build video and flight videos, and then maybe I will also do some long-term testing to see how well this holds up, if it really gets some use. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below.